Welcome back to McCarthy Performance. Today we're going to be doing some fabricating work, and there'll be some machining involved, but there ain't going to be a lot of engine talk or building on this particular video. That's the Ford 9-inch under my GTO. I did this back when you couldn't buy nothing. This is all made. It has the hot rod wheel iron case in it. Yukon Daytona pinion support, big yoke, has a 35 spline Detroit locker in it, Mosier axles, Willwood brakes, narrowed it up for the GTO. Obviously they don't normally fit under there. So what happened was originally I had coilovers in the back, just regular stock coil springs. Now we're going to coilovers. I made all these brackets so they're adjustable, and it works quite well. So I kind of got involved in a situation where I bought some springs, and they were cargo coil springs. I wanted the rear end to load a little harder. Felt that the back end of the car was traveling too much, and it wasn't really planting the tires as hard as it needed to be. So I got some coilovers, and of course, being that this is all fabricated, nothing was going to work. So I started making up brackets. There's the lowers. I got to weld them in. They're mounted off the shock eye right now, just to get an idea where I want them to be. That one's exactly where I want it to be. So I've got the other bracket here that I got done welding. You'll see it in this video that I welded this all up, and I'm going to weld that on. And I just used the original bolt eyelet hole for the shock, just for a locating point. And then there's the upper. Okay, we got that one all welded on. I put some paint on it so it can sit overnight. I got to get this run back under the car before Monday, or at least positioned in there. So I got it all TIG welded, and it's not bad, but you know, it's not going to come off. I'll take a picture of the other one after I weld it and not paint it. But, you know, when I was younger, I used to be a better welder, but I don't think it's going to break off. Anyhow, and then I'm going to probably just put a bolt back through here just for looks. I'm going to sand this all out. Put another coat on it. It's got a little sag right there. And just kind of blend it back into the house. And I originally painted this with concept paint a long time ago, PPG, when I was a painter. But that's just rattle crap. And I got this other one pretty much positioned. I just have to make the bracket that folds around here. And you know, it's under the car. It's just a driver. It's not a show car. But you know, it'll live. We're finished up with this project, and I'm relatively happy with the way it turned out. I just pretty much have to put it up underneath the car now, wait for this paint to dry. I use the Rust-Oleum appliance paint. That seems to be pretty good paint coming out of a spray can. If you notice these, they look quite tall, and they are. And I originally come up with this measurement here as I had a set of those hot bars on the back of the car originally. I think they were down here, and I just wanted more adjustment. And I figured later on, where I didn't like it, I'd just whack it off. But I just as soon put, that didn't sound very good, but let's forget about that. I would cut it down to where I thought I needed it. I'd rather have more adjustment than not enough. So that's how that ended up being like that. And these are all on, and I said I was going to try to take a picture of this one before I painted it, but I ran out of time, and I had people over, and I just painted it. I guess what all started this project is I wanted a set of cargo coils for 66 GTO. Moog makes them, and they're progressively wound, and I got a set, and I cut them, which I shouldn't have did, but I cut the pigtails off of them, and I figured the winding would equal a stiffer spring, which wasn't the case. The car would actually sit a little bit lower. So, you know, and the coils that I had under it before, I thought they were too soft for the car. So that's how we ended up with this whole deal here. I wouldn't have gone through all this, and I probably would have never gone through all this if I would have got a set of cargo coils that fit the car. Now, the 65 and 66 A-body cars take a different upper coil than the newer ones, and I think they might have started in 68. I ordered the right springs. They came that way. They were special order. At that point, I couldn't take them back. So I cut them, and I cut which I call a pigtail off. It had to be an open spring. It had a pigtail on it. Right here is the spring. And I knew I was going to shoot myself in the foot, and I did. But it had dual pigtails on it like this, like that right there. So anyways, and I was hoping the progressive wind spring would have equaled more lift, but after I cut the pigtail off, I already realized I was in deep doo-doo. So at least with this, I can adjust it. And if the spring rate ain't the right spring rate, I can easily replace the spring. So that's why I did what I did. If you're wondering why I did this, other than that, I probably wouldn't have did this. This is a fabricating video, and I know I'm in the engine building shop, but occasionally I do things like this. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.